Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Pooja pursuing BE in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. My Campex ID is 23EC2008, studying in Semester 1, Section Infinity, Course Name Introduction to Python Programming, Course Code PPLCK105B. In this video, we'll be seeing about file and file paths, beginning with the file. A file is a named location on disk or in memory used to store and organize data. Files are essential for tasks such as reading and writing data, storing configuration settings, logging information, and more. File paths. In Python programming, a file path is the address or location of a file within a file system. It specifies the route to access a particular file, and it can be either an absolute path or a relative path. Absolute path. An absolute path specifies the complete location of a file or directory, starting from the root directory of the file system. It is not dependent on the current working directory of the program. Absolute path. In the C drive we have users, and under users we have user documents example.txt. Relative path. A relative path specifies the location of a file or directory relative to the current working directory of the program. It provides a shorter and more convenient way to refer to files within the same project or directory structure. Relative path is equals to folder/example.txt. Working with files and file paths. Working with files. Opening and closing files, reading from a file, writing to a file, and appending to a file. Opening and closing files. The open function is used to open a file. It returns a file object. The close method is used to close the file. Reading, writing, and appending files. Use read or readline methods to read content from a file. Use write method to write content to a file, and use a mode for appending to a file. Working with file paths. Joining paths, getting the current working directory, changing the current working directory, checking if a path exists, checking if a path is a directory or file. Joining path. The os.path.join function is used to join components of a file path, getting the current working directory. The os.getCwd function returns the current working directory. Checking if a path exists. The os.pathExists function checks if a path, file or directory exists. Checking if a path is a directory or file. The os.path.isdir and os.path.isFile functions check if a path is a directory or a file respectively. Difference between absolute path and relative path. Absolute path points to a specific location in the file system irrespective of the current working directory, whereas relative path points to the location of a directory using current directory as a reference. Absolute path is also referred to as full path or file path. Relative path is referred to as non-absolute path. Absolute path refers to the location of a file or directory relative to the root directory in Linux, whereas relative path refers to the location of a file or directory relative to the current directory. Absolute URLs are used to link to other websites that are not located on the same domain. Relative URLs are used to link to the other websites that are located on the same domain. By this we have come to the end of the video. Hope you found it helpful. Thank you.